takes guts. You got to dig down deep to gut it out. Keep on going again and again and again until you make it happen, because you know that it's possible. Now, what do you do during the hard times, Les? Here's what you must do. Number one is you must have faith. Paul said you must have the faith to call forth those things that be not as though they were. Judge not according to appearances. Don't judge your circumstances and the possibilities for your future based upon what you have now and because of what's going on now. No, 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 no. That's not the real reality there. What you're going through, if you're going through some hard times, it has not come to stay, it has come to pass. It's all right.
All right, so this video, I really didn't have any intention on making it, but I mean, honestly, with the video that I posted a couple of weeks ago about me trying out to the NBA G League, it did so well that I felt obligated to give you guys an update about what happened. I made it clear in that video that, you know, I'm not a basketball YouTuber by any means. It was more of just an experience that I want to document just for the sake of the channel, because it was a very cool experience. And the reason why I haven't made a video about it up until now was just I didn't have any communication from the team to know if I had made training camp or not. So if you don't know anything that's going on, my name is Anfernee. I made a video a couple weeks about trying out to the Dallas Mavericks NBA G League team, and over the course of that video I documented my process of first traveling to Dallas, my game plan for going through the tryouts, how the tryouts went, making it to part 2 of the tryouts at the Dallas Mavericks practice facility, and then I sort of left you guys on the cliffhanger as far as exactly what happened. A lot of things has happened since then. As I said, the video in the first few weeks has gotten almost 20,000 views and 300 subscribers, so if you're one of those people watching this video now, I appreciate every single one of you guys. In order to sort of give you an update of exactly what happened, I'm going to first read the email that I got from the Legends. It took a very long time for me to get the actual thing, but I realized that once I had not heard back right away, let me adjust this camera so it does fall. Once I hadn't heard back right away, then I sort of knew that I wasn't going to be actually on the team. Here's the email that I got. I'll just read it out. It was a mass email sent out to a whole bunch of people. At the subject line it says undisclosed recipients. That's how I know that it was sent out to a lot of people, and I'm actually going to move out of the sun a little bit. It's kind of blocking my face. But the email basically said, good afternoon, thank you for your participation in our tryout this year, the talent level, commitment, yada yada yada. Talked about everybody playing and said, unfortunately we are not able to take everyone to camp. You have not been selected to move forward in this process. I encourage you to keep working towards your goals. Let this be a part of the process, not the end of the process. And you know, it just kind of talks about a lot of things. What I thought was pretty cool was that they offered anyone who tried out to the tryouts free tickets to the game, you know, which is nice. To give you guys some background as well, I know I keep jumping back and forth. This wasn't the only tryout that I actually did for the NBA G League. I did another tryout a week after doing this Dallas Mavericks tryout for the New Orleans Pelicans NBA G League team. And I had made a whole video about it. I ended up scrapping that video actually because it wasn't the experience I had with the Dallas Mavericks, not because I didn't do well, but because of the overall setup of the tryouts. So for the Dallas Mavericks, if you haven't watched that video, it was about 5 or 6 scrimmages in the tryouts. You know, you really had an opportunity to play and to showcase your talents for anyone, not even just for me, but for anyone. You just had a whole bunch of opportunities. You were playing at least until you couldn't walk around the next day. That's how much you were playing. And then for the ones that played well, for the 2 people that played well, obviously got invited to the second part, which was at the Mavericks facility. You scrimmaged a lot more there. But at the New Orleans Pelicans, the reason why I didn't post that video was that when we went to the tryouts, it was like the same timeline set up from 9 to 1, but instead of playing a lot, they only had basically 2 scrimmages the whole time. So it was 2 scrimmages, 20-minute halves, and you played for about 2 hours. And it was like 5-minute rotations with about 9 people on each team. So not saying that I would have done any better. Honestly, I didn't feel like I played as good at the New Orleans Pelicans either. You know, I just felt a little bit more winded there. I didn't feel as athletic or anything, but I also felt that I didn't have as good of an opportunity to showcase my talents either. I mean, that's neither here nor there. So this video is kind of update you guys on what's next for my basketball career personally. And as I always say, and I'm going to keep always saying that I do not want to turn this into a basketball channel. What I will turn this into is a little bit more of a vlogging channel on the weekends, because I do love my personal finance content. I feel like it helps a lot of people, but on the weekends I can kind of throw in some of these more life update videos. But I don't want to turn this into a one-on-one video for $500 or, you know, some of the other videos. I like watching those videos, I just don't identify with doing those videos. But for me with basketball, I do have an opportunity to play. I'm going to record myself playing this weekend at a semi-pro league that I played. It's the same league that I played in last year that I said I didn't get paid for, but it's a different team, a little bit more professional team. That team is called the Jacksonville 95ers. I have an opportunity to go out there and go to a training camp this weekend and possibly get signed. I've been talking to the owner of the team and the head coach of the team for like the last 6 months more or less, and they really want me to come out and play. I don't know if I really really want to live in Jacksonville for 3 months to play basketball, and to pay for the semi-pro league can be from anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month. So it's not like you're going to be making NBA money or anything. To kind of put you in perspective to why I'm thinking like that. And I also work a full-time job as well, so I'm not only looking at basketball as a way to pay bills. That's kind of where I'm coming from. But my journey with basketball, I honestly feel that it opened the door for so many opportunities in my life. And that when I was a kid, I grew up in a small town, South Georgia. Nothing was in my town. It was called Warwick, Georgia. Nothing was there but a Dollar General, a gas station, and basically some churches. There was no stoplights in the whole city at all. And when I was a kid growing up, I thought that I wanted to play basketball. That was just a dream that I had. Like many other kids have that dream, but my thought process wasn't always I want to make it to the NBA. I was always telling myself that if I can make it to D1 basketball, I can do anything. And I don't know what kept that goal in my mind of not the NBA. As far as I can remember starting playing basketball, I was just like, if I can make it to D1 basketball, I can do anything. And I think what may have caused that was that I heard a statistic saying that only 1% of high school players make it to Division 1, and then beyond that, it gets even smaller. But like I said, I always thought if I can make Division 1 basketball, I can do anything. And I think that once I did achieve that goal, because I was from a small town, there was really no reason that I should have been playing at Auburn University. I think there's been 2 people in the history of my high school to ever play Division 1 basketball, and it was me and it was my older brother. In the 8 years since I've been graduated, I don't think anyone has played Division 1 basketball from my high school since then. I just thought that if I can make it to that level, then anything was possible. And I realized that once I got to the level of Division 1 basketball, I quickly found out that the passion that I have for basketball, I still love the game of basketball, but I wanted the opportunity to pursue other passions in my life. Although that may sound like I hadn't had my heart all into it, I was still, you know, working as hard as ever doing basketball, but I didn't want that to be the only objective that I had to achieve in life, where I was either a pro basketball player or I was a failure. And I think that came especially apparent to me after I had broke my leg, because I broke my leg my sophomore year in college. I was having the best career of my entire life. I was picked very low on the draft boards. On one draft board, I was projected to be a number 59 pick or something. It was something, you know, just for someone, as I refer to a lot, from someone from Southwest Georgia, that was just, you know, unheard of. So once I ended up breaking my leg, something shifted in my mind to be like, basketball can't be all that's out there for you. I started experimenting with different things. I changed my major from accounting to finance. And then probably most importantly, I started a YouTube channel back in college. Now in college, back when I was in college, it was pre-2020, pre-COVID. It was before NIL. So when I started my YouTube channel back in college, this was a different YouTube channel. It wasn't the videos I have now. It was under the name of Idea Investing. And I tried to find the channel to put some B-roll on it now, but I guess I deleted it. I have a couple pictures on my phone from when I was uploading videos, but I don't have anything concrete to show you guys. But it was a faceless YouTube channel, and because of NIL, I couldn't use my name, image, or likeness of the YouTube channel. Back in 2019, when I was uploading YouTube videos, I realized that, man, I really like making YouTube videos. I didn't tell anyone about the videos. I didn't tell my friends, my family, or anything. I was just making YouTube videos for the fun of it. And one day, I made a video about a Moneyline investing app. I had less than 200 subscribers at the time, and the app Moneyline, it was a personal finance app that would do budgeting and give out loans and stuff like that. I don't know if it's still around now, but that app reached out to me after making that video and asked me to make a sponsored video for $500 for them, just to kind of go over more details of the app. At the time, I was making less than $1,000 a month on YouTube, and $500 was like crazy amount of money to me. And I had an old Cadillac that needed fixing for something. I had a lot of things I needed money for, and $500 pretty much paid for my radiator to be fixed. And I was like, man, if I can make $500 making YouTube videos with less than 200 subscribers, imagine what I could do if I stuck at it. And that goes all to say that I think that the same mindset I have now about YouTube and making content is the same mindset I had back then, that if I can make it to Division 1, I can do anything. And my mindset now is that I want to be a content creator, and I want to document my life on YouTube and on different platforms, and I want that to be, I just feel like that's what I want to do in life. And while basketball may be a part of it, because I am like a basketball player, I will still continue to play here and there whenever I get the opportunity to play. I'm never going to look at basketball like this is my make it or break it sport. You know, I think that when I retired from basketball without even trying to go overseas, for those that know, in 2020, it was the year of COVID, people may have thought it was a missed opportunity, but I saw it as an opportunity to kind of go head first into making YouTube videos, which is what I did, and focus on building a brand and a platform for myself. Now, honestly, you don't really know if something is actually a good idea or if something was a good move until after the fact. You only hear about the winners that actually made their dream come true. You never hear about the people that almost did it or still are doing it. I still think that I'm on that journey to do it, because if you'd have told 10-year-old me that I would have been an Auburn basketball player and I would have played in one of the biggest stages on college basketball, playing in the Final Four, one of the most impressive feats as a college basketball player to play in the big tournament and compete for a national championship, if you'd have told me at 10 years old I would have did that, I would have thought you were crazy. The dream only seemed crazy when they haven't happened yet. After you do them, it's just a part of life. I feel like I am a little bit crazy about making content, because I've quit 2 jobs so far to make content. With me making personal finance videos, I can't talk about about investing and doing stocks and doing a lot of different things if I'm working in finance. And that's what I graduated with my college degree in. It has put me in a little bit of a situation where I can't work in the field that I graduated in if I still want to make this kind of content. And twice now I've chosen to make this kind of content because I feel that it's more fulfilling for my life. And just to motivate you guys a little bit, don't be afraid to follow your dreams and follow your passion, because you never know where that's going to lead. How I think right now is that if I'm lucky enough, if I'm crazy enough to make one of my dreams come true already, why can't I make 2 or 3 or 4 of my dreams come true? And it's all about the amount of consistency and the work ethic that you put into it. A lot of times with this YouTube channel, I got complacent because I was making money working in finance, and I was, doing comfortable buying Teslas and buying rental properties and stuff. And I just got complacent. I just thought that I didn't really need to make content to be happy. And then every single time when I get to a point where it's like I feel like I could be doing more of my life, I always come back to YouTube. And if I look back at some of the people that I started YouTube with 4 years ago, a lot of the guys haven't posted in 2-3 years. And it's just that I'm not saying that I'm further along on my journey, but I just know that the value of just keep going, just posting one more video, just coming back one more time. You quit. I may have quit for 3-4 months at a time, but you always, you come back and you start getting a little bit better. And that can apply to anything in life. If you just sort of sit back and really fall in love with the day-to-day of what you're striving for, with the day-to-day if you're a basketball player, getting up shots, getting in the gym. I know what it takes to make it to Division I because I lived that life. Just getting up every morning and just constantly doing the same thing every day, even if you don't see progress at first, and knowing that you're making incremental improvements in order to reach your goal, and knowing that it's not all up to you. Just putting faith in God and that He puts you in the right opportunity, He puts you in the right place in order to be successful is what you gotta look out for. Going back to how I got to Auburn, I wasn't like a traditional candidate. That's probably why I'm so grateful for being there, because how I got to playing at Auburn was, it was like a Cinderella story in itself. I was on a very popular AAU team called the Atlanta Celtics, but I was one of the least played and least popular players among the coaches. And I played barely, probably 5 minutes a half, 10 minutes a half. But one of the assistant coaches at Auburn saw that every time I got in the game, I did something productive. It wasn't that I was scoring 10 points every time I got in, but I would dive for loose balls, I would block shots, I would get rebounds. I don't know if I said this already, but I was one of the smallest players playing center in the circuit and in the SEC. I just had an advocate for myself that the coach really vouched for me, and BP at the time, Coach Pearl at Auburn, was like, yeah, I don't really know about this one. I don't know. I think you're a little bit crazy.
When I was at Auburn, when Bruce promoted me to an assistant my second year, I was on the road, and I became infatuated with this backup for the Atlanta Celtics, and it was a guy that I thought was super undervalued. He wasn't I think he was a 2, maybe a 3-star. He was actually playing behind EJ Montgomery, who ended up being a 5-star player that went to Kentucky. And I had my eye on this kid, and every time he went in the game, he just produced. He was really efficient, grabbed every rebound, blocked a ton of shots. And so I was thinking, I brought him to Bruce, and I was like, hey, I really like this guy. What do you think? He's like, oh, no, not good enough, right? So I was like, all right. I kept watching him, and I'm telling you, man, every time I watched this kid, he was awesome and would produce more than the guys in front of him. And he didn't have somebody championing his cause. He didn't have somebody forcing the Atlanta Celtics. He was just kind of playing 15 minutes a game, but always doing really, really well.
Lo and behold, he vouched for me enough that he offered me a scholarship. But the day he offered me the scholarship, he said that I had to accept it on the spot or that he would give it to someone else. When Coach Pearl called and offered me the scholarship, obviously I accepted it. And then my sophomore year, at 6'7", playing center in the SEC, one of the best Power 5 conferences for basketball, along with ACC and the Big 12. You get a 6'7" center leading the SEC in block shot. That's the same year I broke my leg, but it just gives me the confidence to know that anything is possible. If I could go to Auburn from Warwick, Georgia, if I could lead the SEC in block shots at 6'7", if I could play in the Final Four from Auburn, making the first Final Four in school history, all of this just through sheer consistency and faith. Who says I can't get a YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers? Who says that I can't get it to 1 million subscribers and actually, make content full time? Like, if I can do that, I can do anything. It's only crazy because you don't really get to showcase your vision when it's out of the ordinary. People know that with basketball, there's a level. You get to the next level, this is what you do. You get to the next level, you go overseas or you play pro. You get to that level. But with YouTube, if you're not making YouTube videos, then you really don't know how the small wins stack up. You can see the small wins in a record book when you play games, but you look at a channel that's getting 100 views, 200 views a video, and then it's like, you look at the bigger picture, like, well, 6 months ago, he was getting 10 views, 30 views, and now he's getting 100,000 views a month and rising. All that goes to say is that for my basketball career, if I play basketball in Jacksonville this year, it won't be for the reasons that you think that I have to play basketball to make money. It'll only be to pursue an opportunity that I feel that God has placed in front of me and to utilize the talents that He has given me. But if I don't play basketball, it'd probably be for reasons that I want to stay closer to my home studio to make YouTube videos, to focus on creating content, making side hustle videos, and actually living the life that I feel called to live, rather than just chasing a passion that I had when I was 11, 12 years old. That's pretty much all I have for this video. I hope that answered you guys' question about, you know, what's next for my basketball career. If you subscribe from the basketball, me trying out to the Dallas Mavericks G League team, and you want to see more basketball videos, and I'm sorry, that's just not the kind of YouTuber I am, but I will continue to make life updates like this if I am playing basketball. So I hope you stick around for that, because I am trying to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. But if you found any kind of value or motivational value in this video, then make sure you tap the like button for your boy. It does help the channel out. And also hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content, not necessarily like this, but about personal finance. Everybody needs help, a little bit of help with personal finance. I learned that very early on, so I made my mistakes, and I just like to talk about them here on the channel, and my wins and my losses and things like that. I hope this video was able to provide some closure from that last video, but until next time. And you wouldn't even believe this, but as I was getting ready to export this video, I was literally on the last 30 seconds exporting this video. I got a call from the management team at the New Orleans Pelicans, and I made the training camp roster. You may remember earlier in this video that I didn't even think that I got the chance to be good. I didn't even feel like I played well at all. Obviously, I did enough to make it to training camp, so the marathon continues.